oversold siya, bullish, bearish? Bearish, yes? The reason why I said is this. Do you want to hold on to a bearish stock for a long time?
A lot of people are asking, Marvin, how do you go about it? How do you remove your emotions from investing in the market? How do you just set your buy and sell signals towards it? So how do you pick winning stocks? How do you trade well if you are a position trader? Check this video out.
Very helpful yung seminar, and before wala akong idea talaga sa technical analysis or fundamental, pero after the seminar of Sir Marvin, sobrang helpful and sobrang parang yun yan, build yung conviction and naging super confident ako na i-trade yung market. So thank you Stock Sparks and Sir Marvin.
So that's the goal, no? If you want to be a position trader, the way to win is just basically find stocks that have dropped, wait for it, don't buy at the bottom. Please remember, the biggest misconception with a lot of people who are trading is that they try to find and pick the bottom of the stock. If you do that, that's a losing formula because no one can predict where the exact bottom of the stock will be. The goal is to find those that have been battered down, and there's a thing that we use in stock smarts that will determine if a stock is oversold. You can use that also as a parameter. But above and beyond that, the goal is to find stocks after they have been battered down, they've started to consolidate for a bit, but you don't buy there. You buy them after they have consolidated and have started to break out and have started to reverse. The thing about that though, the thing about that narrative is if you buy stocks that have broken out and have started to reverse, they're not at the cheapest point possible. But the goal at the end of the day is not to buy at the cheapest point possible if you are a position trader. If you are an investor, of course, I know the narrative. You buy them when they're cheap, you buy them when at a certain point they're at a more favorable position for you. But if you are a position trader, the goal is reversals. The goal is to find stocks that after they have been battered down, they start to reverse and start to go up and move at a very fast pace. Case in point, Cebu Pacific has been battered down. It's been hugged last year, especially last year when oil was relatively higher. It's been in its downtrend, but as of today, it's still progressing in its reversal signal. That's how you win. You find stocks similar to that. Also similar to that is FGen. FGen has been pretty much been battered down. It's been in a long downtrend. But what's amazing about that, it's now also reversed, but not just reversed, it's progressing in its uptrend. Also similar to that is Bloom, similar to that is AGI. So you find stocks with those kind of narratives. Either you want to buy it because there's something fundamentally changing and the charts are confirming it, or you are just buying it just because the charts are showing you that it's reversing fully. Now, there are some stocks also that are similar to that in this perspective. But you have to remember, if it does not fully reverse, you must sell and cut loss. This is not a foolproof strategy that you won't lose money. You have to remember, every time you trade and invest in the stock market, if it does not go the way you want it to be, there will have to be a point where you have to cut and sell. The goal again of every time you want to be a position trader is basically this. If the trade is not going on your behalf, sell, cut loss, but lose a smaller amount of money. But when the trade is working and going towards what you want it to be, you hold and maximize your position, and that's how you win, and that's how you can do it over and over and over and over and over. What's nice about that is it's something that you can do. It's something that's sustainable. It's something that wherever you are in the world, you can allow yourself and build the skills to trade that. So please remember, if you missed out on those narratives, you missed out on buying those stocks, it's okay. Why? Because similar to reversals upward, there will come a point in time later on when they start to reverse downward. If they reverse downward, you take profits and then it goes down again. If you were not able to buy before, you will have an opportunity again to buy. Exercise discipline, and I can never stress this. I'll stress this over and over and over again, above and beyond the technical tools that we have, above and beyond the numbers, the narratives, the parameters to buy. It's all about exercising the right amount of discipline, that if the signals are there, your goal is to just to proceed, buy, execute, and actually do it. It's not just about having great ideas, but having the ability to put and execute the right amount so that you get to benefit from it and you build the skill for that.
You always go back to our lesson na yesterday. What's an acceptable risk and reward to you? So if it's here already, it's not acceptable to you, okay, you can forgo this. Ganun na naman lagi. It will always go back to risk and reward, and that's where we will all differ already. Yes? Next. Tapos, ito pa. Please remember this very, 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 very well. Without this, can you buy? Oh, kasi support siya eh. Diba? So sometimes, also, remember what I said? This is not standalone. This is standalone. This just helps you because alam mo na you're buying something at support na oversold na malaki chance ng bounce. Pero do not buy because of this. You buy because of this. So even if, eto, trigger na sa akin dyan. Look, large black candle, yes? Large black candle that hit the support. So the next day, babantayan ko. If it doesn't go below this, I'll buy na. So you don't actually have to wait for this eh. Agree? So nagkataon, you can buy because of this. Tapos, isipin mo to, dito cross na rin siya. So, the main trigger always will be support and resistance. Okay? This is, kumbaga, supporting. So, if I will choose, I will use this as my core, this will support. I won't use this as my core. This one will help me lang. Yes? Did I answer your question? Okay, let's continue. Yung binibili natin sa RSI is this. See that? May mga times na gumaganon siya, pero for me it doesn't matter. What matters to me is I earn from this. Got it? Because if not, most of the time, because the market is, or the stock is still bearish, it may take a longer time for it before it really breaks out. Can you follow? If you're sensitive that you want to buy a stock, you want to allocate more into something that's cheaper, change this from ROE to PE. Meaning you will put more money into something that's cheaper and you will put less into something that's more expensive. We have income also, yes? Anytime you have income and you want to deploy it to the stock market, probably after 6 months, you have more cash, yes? So what do? You can employ this and you might not actually sell. And for me, that's why I don't use peso cost averaging, because this is a more efficient way, because your transactions become one go, one time. Fees become minimal.
A lot of people are asking, Marvin, how do you go about it? How do you remove your emotions from investing in the market? How do you just set your buy and sell signals towards it? A quick answer to that is basically you buy based on a set parameter of rules. It can be based on technicals, it can be based on fundamentals, or it can be both. Why am I saying this? You can also either be a trader, you can be an investor, and you can set a specific set of ideologies for you to buy and sell the stock. But what's very important is this: never ever ever buy a stock just because you want it to go up. Buy a stock because your buy parameters are telling you to do so. Buy a stock because the fundamentals dictate it. Buy a stock because the technicals dictate it. Buy a stock because there are a set number of rules that are telling you to do so. The thing about strategies though, the thing about creating strategies is it's never foolproof, it's never 100% accurate. There will always be a time where you will also, or you might have to sell at a loss. There will also be areas where you will be forced to sell that you might have a loss that's very, very little. Why am I saying this? My goal in my trading is really never to play a perfect game. My goal is to follow my rules, that if I'm wrong, I minimize my losses, but if I'm right, I maximize it, that I would not sell too early. The biggest problem of a lot of people is they sell too early, and when you sell too early, alam mo yun? Whoa, look at that sound. So I'm relatively near the engine, no? So it's it's noisier than normal. So ganun din sa market. Things won't go the way you always want it to be. Things won't go according to what's planned. No, it doesn't always go that way. But you adjust the same way with your strategy. It won't go always as how you want it to go. But you follow your strategy. You follow your plan that you define how you want to go about it. You define your rules. It's like entering a battle. You know when to come in. You know when to come out.